Okay, everybody, we are live now on YouTube and we're live on Zoom. For my YouTubers, I am sorry for the delay. Apologize about that. So, but thank you for Marie Barfield for covering for me for the first 15 minutes. So we will, we are live now on YouTube. Okay, now we can go. It's a little delay on the YouTube. Okay, so anyway, thank you for Larry for covering for me for a few minutes. So the directors have all given a tip, and so now we're going to let Sister Rosie chat, and Rosie Kane, and she's going to give us her best tip for the week. So go ahead, Rosie.
All right. I think the other directors gave some great tips. They were so great. They were some of the ones I was going to give. But I think something that echoed in every single director who spoke, and something that I was going to talk about, has to do with relationships. I saw a lady today. She was a school counselor when I was teaching, and she's not very good about skincare. She admits it. She's kind of hit and miss with that. But she has a ball that she's going to go to, a military ball, and so I went over there today, and we just had so much fun. I did a whole, skincare and exfoliating. We did the facial peel. We did she got the treatment, and she ended up buying almost $200 worth of color. And and that's not the important part, but the important part for me was, she said, "This is so much fun. I just love that you come over. I love that you come over and we can talk." And I think that so much nowadays, there's so much emphasis put on social media and ordering online, shopping online, and not having that human contact. And human contact, some people, they don't like it, but I would say the majority of people do. And that's something we could provide that really no other direct selling company that I know of provides. And I just think that's so important that we continue to do that. The other thing, just real fast, was she wanted me to come back on Thursday. We tried the new eyeshadows and a new blush, and she ended up getting the trademark pink lipstick. And so she wanted me to come back on Thursday to do her makeup for her. And I said, well, I could do that. And she's like, "Oh, good." I said, "But that would be enabling you." So what I'm doing is tomorrow I'm going to go over to her house and we're going to have a run through. We're going to practice, because I told her, I said, there were so many times I went to the Dillard's, to the Lancome counter or wherever, and I bought all this makeup because they had put it on me and it looked so good. And then when I got home, I didn't know what to do with it. So I said, I want you to be in a position where you're going to take these products and you're going to use them because you know how, and you're going to feel confident. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents. Just stay in contact with your people. And especially now, she had gotten the new lookbook and she was excited about the one reason she wanted to try me to come over was she had tried some of the 2 colors in there. So just, I guess, the importance of, keeping in contact with people, and it is hard to do that sometimes. So what Larry talked about is going through your customers. I think that's a great idea. And what I've been doing lately is, if I have somebody that's pretty much just been on skincare, I look to see, what have they not tried? What supplements haven't they tried? Or where can we work a little color in? The people who are kind of mostly on color, I'm looking to redo some skincare. So kind of try to balance that out. So anyway, my other tip is be careful where you put your laptop, because if it falls on the floor, the corner can break off, and then the laptop shatters, and then you have to be on your iPad during the Boss Babe call.
That's my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, thank you for that. And let me just fix this real quick, Miss Rosie. I appreciate those tips. The truth is, it's always better, that one-on-one contact. It is always better. And so I wish I could. I'm going to go back and listen to what the other director said, because I know it was amazing. So for right now, I want to show y'all something. I've shared this week, but I felt like it would be good to share on the Boss Babe call as well. And this is a letter. Some of you, I posted it actually on our little Voxer group, but it is a letter actually signed by Mary Kay. And it was a letter that she wrote me. I had been a director for a year, about a year and a half. And she wrote me this letter because she was deeply concerned. It says, I'm sure you're aware that I'm sure you're aware. Now, this is, y'all think about this. Mary Kay Ash wrote you a letter and you're so excited and you open it up and it says, I'm sure you're aware that I am deeply concerned about you and the fact that your unit does not have 30 unit members. Bam, bam, bam. Mary Kay was slapping me like the Mary Kay Ash. Y'all think about that. That's so crazy. She goes, I know that you must realize for your unit to grow, you must continually be adding new people. It says you should set your goals even higher so that your unit will soon reach the 30 member mark. Now, back when we became sales directors, we had to have 30 members to debut as a unit, not 24 like it is now, 30. So all the directors that are listening to this, if you're a sales director, 30 is the minimum that your unit should ever drop. So as soon as you get your unit done at 24, you got to go and get 6 people that next month so that you will have your 30 and go forward from there. Because you think about this letter was 30 years ago. It was December the 26th, 1990, you guys, and Mary Kay's minimum, and she was deeply concerned with me and my unit because our numbers had dropped below 30. And it basically says, I'm going to read it to you, that a unit cannot grow unless its members are enthusiastically sharing the Mary Kay opportunity with others. So I want to ask you, are you, every one of you listening, are you enthusiastically offering the Mary Kay opportunity to other people? Or do you just go, I'm just going to sell, I just need to make some money? Because Mary Kay asked us to do this, and I shared this letter, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it, but with 2 different national sales directors, Jan Thetford and Dawn Alton Sweeney. And, I said to Dawn, I said, Mary Kay was serious about recruiting. And Dawn said, that's right. She goes, it's she said, for our company, it's essential to keep Mary Kay alive. Because if you think about it, if the whole sales force quit recruiting, all of us, and we just said, you know what? There's enough Mary Kay consultants in the United States of America and in all the 40 countries. There's enough. And we're going to service every single person. Recruiting is closed out. We're not taking anybody else. Nobody else can sign up to sell Mary Kay. So the ones that do here, you're going to be it. Okay. And then you have the normal attrition that happens in everybody's unit. Not everybody stays in Mary Kay. Y'all know that you've recruited people that decide to go do something else, right? So that's going to start happening. And if that happened, y'all, it would probably only take a couple of years for the company to close. To close. So I want y'all to, when she told me that, I started really thinking about that. And I thought, our company depends on us recruiting, not just selling products, because at some point, there's going to be people that are too ill to sell. There's going to be people that actually pass away. As a sales director for 30 something years, I've had several women in my unit that have passed away, because when I recruited them, they were like 60. And of course they would have been 94 now. Right. So, some have gone on to be with the Lord. And so if you think about it, we have to keep recruiting to not only keep your own unit alive if you're a director, but to keep Mary Kay alive. And so it gave me a different thought. Like I thought, I need to get some people. Like Mary Kay is dependent on me to get some recruits. So let me share with you a little bit of this letter. It's after that. She said, I sincerely hope that you are concentrating on teaching your girls how to recruit. I thought, I need to do more training on recruiting. After I got this letter, it says you can best do this, of course, by setting the example for others to follow. Take them with you to your skincare classes. Stress to your consultants, that's why I'm telling you guys this, the importance of inviting your prospective recruits with them to your classes, which is like to your parties. That's what we call them now. At each class or party, they should select one person they feel like who would make a good beauty consultant and say to her, I've been watching you today, and I couldn't help but think how great you would be at doing what I do. Have you ever thought about going to work? Now that's kind of funny, right? Because you like everybody works, but back even in the 90s and even the 80s and the 70s, there was a lot of women that were just stay-at-home housewives and they did not work outside of the home. So Mary Kay used to ask, have you ever thought about going to work? Because y'all remember Mary Kay was doing 3 parties a day. She would do a party in the morning, she would do a party in the afternoon, then she would do a party in the evening. And so the morning and the afternoons were all with women who did not have another job because they were home during the morning, right, in the afternoons. And then she did the evenings. So anyway, she said, if she gives you an affirmative answer, your consultant should invite her to attend the next class on her date book, telling her that should she decide to become a consultant, this would count as her first training class. I'm enclosing a copy of an article which I wrote concerning this. I hope that you will share it with your consultants. I truly feel it's the most effective way to recruit. Now, is this not interesting? Because the way we recruit now, what do? We send them a video, or we sit down with them and talk to them over coffee, or, whatever, we call them on the phone, or we do some Facebook something or other with them, right? So what she's saying, the best way to recruit, this is from Mary Kay, who started the company. The best way to recruit is to, if you have a prospect, have her go with you to your next party. Now there's a key to that I'm going to tell you in just a second. Okay, it says if your consultant's enough, there's only one reason why: they're not asking enough. That's it. They're not asking enough. Open their eyes to the recruiting opportunities around them. The guests at their skincare classes, friends, acquaintances, relatives, customers, referrals, people with whom they do business with and whom they come into daily contact. In other words, everybody you know. Inspire them to believe that they can and they should recruit. First, for the monthly recruiting check they will be earning, and secondly, to build our unit. Encourage them to talk excitedly about their job to everyone they meet, your job as a consultant, and they are sure to have some takers. And then at the end, she says, she gave me another little spanking, right? She says, of course, it is important that you be the leader in your unit and set the pace for your consultants to follow. I just know this is the month you will achieve or surpass the magic number 30. I will be watching for next month's reports. So I can just tell y'all right now, I remember getting this letter. Obviously, it meant enough for me to keep it for 30 years. 30 years. Inside the letter, she had this type, it's almost like mimeographed paper, okay, that she sent. And so I'm not going to read every single thing on here, but I want to read you a couple of things that I thought were very important. Because she said recruiting is the lifeblood. It says a message on recruiting from Mary Kay Ash. Recruiting is truly the lifeblood of every unit. Nothing keeps a unit revved up quite so much as a constant influx of new consultants. How to do it. She said, now this is Mary Kay. She said, I've come to conclusion that the interviews, as we've been doing in recent years, is not the answer. In checking, I found that DIQs are averaging only one agreement out of 8 interviews. So she said, prospective future directors have often confided they would love to be future directors, but they simply couldn't successfully interview. An interview invariably takes an entire morning, afternoon, or evening of the consultant's or director's time, and most always is with the prospect saying, well, it all sounds wonderful. I'll talk to my husband, I'll let you know, or I'll think about it. And so it says, after the prospective recruits talks to her husband and possibly her mother-in-law, who say, you sell cosmetics, or worse, let peddle cosmetics? You can never do that. It says she's all through as a prospect. So isn't that true? Sometimes you do an interview and then they go, well, let me think about it, or let me go home and talk to my husband. Or they tell it, and somebody says, you shouldn't do that. No. And then they don't even call you back, right? I mean, have y'all ever had that happen to me? I have. I've had people that really show genuine interest and then they want to think about it. And then I can't even get them on the phone because somebody told them, you can't do that. I know Susie Q did that and she quit. You can't do that, right? So instead, she says, before the word interview ever came to be a part of the company, when we found an interested person at a show or anywhere else, we simply invited that person to attend a beauty show with us as a guest or like a class. Now, am I saying to all y'all that are watching this, don't do interviews anymore? No. But what I am saying, why don't we try this? I mean, like, this is something Mary Kay did, but there is a key to it. So what she said is at every party, we always, like we said before, at every party, we always select one person that we feel that would be good as a consultant. And then this is what she said. She'd go, I've been watching you today, and I couldn't help think about how great you'd be doing what I do. Have you ever thought about going to work? Just like we said before. And then she said, we'd ask these three questions. Number one, could you be away from home 3 hours a day? Now, y'all, now this is, we have to adjust because most people work, right? But if they didn't, she'd say, could you be away from home 3 hours a day? Do you have a car? And could you use the money? And if they said yes, then she said, then this is what I want y'all to hear. Then we invited her to attend the next show in our date books, hopefully that afternoon or that evening or the next morning. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna stop right here because a lot of y'all would be like, well, I got this girl that wants to do it, but I don't have a party till 2 weeks from now. Because this method is not going to work if you only do a party every 2 weeks or once a month. This is for people doing a lot of parties. And so she would grab them. So she's not delaying recruiting right here. Because like at first I thought, man, that's going to like, you have to take her to a party before you can recruit her. She's talking about, I did a party that morning and then I asked the girl with me to go to the next party, which is that afternoon. It kind of opens your eyes, isn't it? About what we talk about on these calls and what we do. I mean, Mary Kay was a beast. I mean, she was doing 10 parties, she was doing 3 a day. She was doing 10 to 15 parties a week, you guys. It blows my mind, right? I mean, we get excited when we do one party. I just did one and I'm excited. So I'm just saying. Anyway, and then she said what she did, and I'm not going to read word for word all this stuff, but what she did is she would have the girl go, and then let's say I invited, Jana to be she was a prospect, and I said, you know what? Why don't you just go with me, watch what I do, and you're just going to kind of be my assistant tonight. And when you come, I'll show you where to sit. You're not going to really say anything, but if you'll help me do the washcloths and maybe clean the table as I do some of the closing and stuff, but then you can kind of watch and see exactly what you'd be doing. And then when we get done, we'll go get some coffee when we get done, and we can talk about it and see what you think. And so basically, she would take the girl's already been to one party, right? So now she's taking her to this one, and she's seeing money go back and forth. And then she would close her. And what she would say is, on the continued, she said on the way to the party, she would tell the prospect, she would say, now listen, this isn't some this is just a normal party. I don't know how it's going to go. It could go really awesome, which would be great for me and I make a lot of money, or it could be a really bad party with crazy stuff. And for you, I hope it's a bad party because you tend to learn more. But anyway, we'll see how it goes tonight. She said, so that way, if you go in and doesn't say anything, she said, if you don't sell anything or whatever, she said, I used to tell them, well, you didn't have to wish so hard to be a bad party. But anyway, she said, normally it's fine because like when you have your assistant there helping you, then people are kind of on their best behavior and, they end up buying a little bit more. And so anyway, she shared that she really didn't tell even what people made, like the 50% discount. She didn't tell it until after they signed up. I mean, like until she was, they're ready to sign up. Like she didn't announce it at the party. I make 50% of everything I sell. You just say, and I don't either. You say, we purchase for wholesale and we sell it for retail, So at a guest event, yes, and things like that. But really, Mary Kay usually didn't say it because she said she didn't want to shoot her foot, like she didn't want to share that with people that are going to be customers, right? And she said that when they decide to sign up, immediately, she said that she would set her next show up for the hostess, like the new consultant, just to go to with you as a new consultant. That would be 2 training classes of what they liked him to do. Now, I know sometimes you can have a training class, like you go to the sales meeting and watch your director, or that could be one of your parties, but it's just a matter of training. You would never go to another job and not have watched somebody do what you're fixing to do. Usually you shadow somebody, right? When you are a waitress, you walk around with another waitress, like for a day or two, or I don't even know how long, right? Till you understand. So it does make sense for you to bring them with you to your party for them to learn how to do it. And I just think we don't do that as much this more anymore. And then she said usually after the second training, and she said the girl has seen you sell products, give products. She said an inventory is not that big a deal because they already know how you do it, and they see the sales that you've had, and they see you giving them cleansers. And she said so when it comes down to do their order, it's not like they don't think they need it. They know they need it because they've seen you do it really 3 times now, at their party, and then at that first party, and then at the second party, right? So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. I mean, I know that we've done a lot of different things, but I think I really think all of it is very valuable. And a lot of it goes back to that relationship with a prospect. Like if you are interviewing people that you don't really know that well, then you don't like this. If you were with someone for 3 parties, like you really know that girl, right? You really do. And the relationships is why people sign up and sell Mary Kay. I found another little letter. I know y'all think, what you do, you just keep everything, but I don't have it here right on the desk. But it was a letter that, oh yes, I do have it. It was from 1994. Okay. And all Mary Kay's letters used to come like this in a really cool thing. So you were excited. So usually when I got them, I was always getting in trouble about something. But anyway, this letter was a good letter. And this letter was in 1988. So it's funny because it was 2 years before this letter that I just got about you need to get some recruits, Cleta. This one was congratulations on earning the title of, they used to call it VIP All-Star. That's when you won your first car. They called you a VIP All-Star. And it says, I'm sure you know that I am proud of you for being a leader among this prestigious group. Now, this was as a beauty consultant because you had to win the car first. And it says, you're building a tremendously successful business in your Mary Kay career, one which meets the requirements to thrive and grow during this coming year. And it says these requirements include, so I want y'all to think about this. Number 1 is the desire to succeed. Develop the want to spirit. Now she's telling me this, I just won a car and I'm actually in DIQ when I got this letter. Number 2 is the know-how. Knowledge is power. It builds enthusiasm, and enthusiasm builds success. So knowledge is power. That's why you're all on the calls, right? And then number 3 is application. This is probably the most important. It says we may want to succeed with all our heart. We may learn everything there is to know about skincare and our job, but unless we apply our knowledge and enthusiasm by booking and holding skincare and this time nail care classes, isn't that funny? It will be wasted. So you can have the desire, the passion, you're ready to go. You can have the know-how, you've learned it all. But she says, if you do not apply that by holding skincare classes, then all is wasted. You're wasting your time. And so she said, you are on the right track for a super fantastic 1989. Whoop. I know you've made it to your goal to remain as one of the bright stars in the Mary Kay galaxy. I will continue to look for your name among the top VIPs for 1989. You are wonderful. And she'd always, write in the word great. And she did sign these herself. And so it's pretty cool that you would get a letter like this. And then then the other thing I wanted to share with you is this one right here. This one was a letter this is from 1994. Okay, so this letter is a newsletter that I actually wrote to my unit members in 1994. So 26 years ago. Happened to also be in December. I don't know why all these letters are in December, right? And so what this was is a recap of 1994 with my unit. And my unit used to be called Cleta's Cruisin' Cadillacs. And in this letter, it talked about everything that we did that year. And it just blew me away. I read it to Sayla in the car the other day when we were headed to, I believe, leadership conference. And it was all these different things. And it was all these directors that were debuting. As a matter of fact, one of them, we had a director debut, and Dawn Norton Sweeney as a top director came and was our guest speaker. Another one, the $1 Million Director, Pam Shaw. Of course, now they're nationals, right? And talked about Cheryl Warfield in here, who's a national emeritus. And so this was the best year that I had ever, like, this was December, 1994, and 1995 was the first year our unit did $500,000 in sales. And so this was like the 6th month of the best year we had ever had up to that point. And then I did not surpass it for 18 years. I went into the desert. And so I'm not going to take the time to read this whole letter to you, but this is what I want to tell you. What I saw in this letter, I thought, wow, I did a lot of things. We had lots of activity, and we had lots of things that every together gatherings where all the unit got together and we would do fun things together. And so I was talking to Dawn Sweeney about this, national sales director, and I said, Dawn, I said, look at this. I said, man, we were busy, and we both talked about how, back in the 90s and, before Facebook, right? Before you could see everything on Facebook, we would gather together because that's where we had our meetings, that's where we had our trainings, that's where we had our fun times. And she said, you know what? That's one of the missing pieces in Mary Kay. That's part of the Mary Kay experience is the girlfriend time. It's going to career conferences. It's going to seminar. It's going to the sales meets. It's going to cookouts. It's going to Starbacues, and it's having our 50s parties and all the fun things that we do that normal people that work normal jobs never get to do. Only Mary Kay can you do these crazy things, right? And so, I want to encourage you for career conference that's coming up. You may think, I already know everything. And, husbands are always saying that. What else could you possibly learn? Well, don't you feel like you know what you need to know, right? But what they don't understand is that gathering of girlfriends, the gathering of like-minded women, the gathering of you sitting with your whole unit and staying up late and eating pizza and eating popcorn and, having a great time, helping each other with your makeup, watching Susie Q snore, someone else is hogging the bathroom. Like all the things that we do when we go on these trips. And then, of course, you got to go shopping afterwards, right? We would pile people in the car. And you know what? That's the thing I love about Mary Kay. You can make money at any job, but you don't get the experiences. And you can't get the experiences if you stay at home and you're just doing your own thing with your Mary Kay and you're never getting with any other Mary Kay people. You are missing out on part of the most fun in this business. You really are. When I moved to Charleston, South Carolina with my husband, and we didn't do regular meetings because I was over there and I didn't have a unit over there yet. It was like, I was like lonely. I'm like, where are my girls? Where's my Mary Kay peeps? And so I know probably most of you that watch these, y'all probably go to sales meetings, but if you don't, you know what? Find one and go to one. There's directors, any director can find directors in other areas. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you an easy way to find a director. You go to www.marykay.com and then you put find a consultant, and then you put your city or your zip code. And then you'll see all the consultants there. And then you look at them and the ones that you think look like a director, or even if you don't know, click on them all. And at the top, it'll say independent sales director, or it'll say independent beauty consultant. And then if you see one that says sales director, you hit contact her and you can find out where her meeting is. That's an easy way to find a director in your area. Okay. Obviously, you can ask your director too to help you find a director in your area. But anyway, that's a great way to find somebody to go to their sales meeting because it makes a difference. And you know what? The directors are just like the consultants. Like when we go to leadership conference, you guys, yes, we go to learn things. But honestly, I go to have my relationships with my sales directors, my offsprings, and my friends strengthened. And we have so much fun. I don't come home really and take photographs of the notes I took. Instead, I look at the pictures of me and all my friends. We go do crazy things. Like I'll go get our haircut the same day, right? And so when you go to career conference and seminar, it changes you. And sometimes it's that one thing. We just heard a call where Kathy Alou, National Sales Director Emeritus, she said it was a career conference and it's called What a Difference One Day Makes. And she went to this career conference and she had not done anything with her business, but she had a challenge that if she got in her, or let me think about this. Yes. Okay. She had a challenge. If she got in her red jacket, she could room with the sales director. The sales director was Debbie Moore. She said, "No, I hadn't done anything." She goes, "I didn't even know what I was doing." She says, "But I knew that I liked Debbie Moore and I liked how she was making money. I just something about her. And I thought, I thought she hardly didn't even know me." She said, "But somehow I got in my red jacket to go to career conference." And she said, I roomed with her. And do y'all know they became very best friends? So best that they built across the street from each other. Like they are very best friends. And she said she says, "I can't tell you who spoke. I can't tell you nothing about what I learned, but what I can tell you is about in the room with the other consultants and the director and the relationship they built in that 24 hours changed her whole life, her entire life." She said, "Had I not gone, I probably never would have done anything with Mary Kay." So you don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you might hear that could change your life. Now, all of you that are already registered, you're like, "I'm going, Cleta, whatever." But when you go this time, I want you just to have fun. I want you to meet some new friends. I don't know all these. I know sometimes when my director friends are with me, they're like, "Cleta, you know everybody." I try to meet people at every single conference. I mean, I really do. Like if I'm sitting by somebody in a class that I don't know, I try to get to know her. We exchange cards. We try to become Facebook friends. I mean, I love to meet new people and I love to get to know a lot of people, right? And so get to know some new people at career conference when you go, like have a goal, maybe take 25 business cards. And why not you have a goal to exchange business cards with 25 people that you don't know? And come home, and I mean it's just fun, and find out what you do is you find out a little bit about them, like their I story. What do they do before? I usually ask them, "What did you do before Mary Kay? And how long have you been in Mary Kay? And what would be one tip that you would give me for Mary Kay?" Like something that you think is your sweet spot. And I try to learn from other people. I mean, I still do that today. We will exchange business cards, or we'll either just go ahead and text each other right there, send each other a digital business card, and we connect maybe on Voxer. And I have people that connect with me all the time that said, I had this girl just recently said, "I met you." I don't even remember what year she said she met me. And I think she's on the Boss Babe calls, as a matter of fact. And so that was fun. And but you remember people, and sometimes I remember people and they don't remember me. They were like maybe higher up. There's a national that I always see, and I always introduce myself. And she said, "Cleta, every time you see me, you introduce yourself." And I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry." I said, I know you meet a lot of people, and I don't know if you remember me." But anyway, it's part of the fun. So I think I want to just wrap it up by this. Number one, we have to sell products, because selling, nothing happens when nobody sells anything. Okay. Until somebody sells something. Okay. Plus, it's great skincare. And I will say that I'd use my Skin Sight app. They finally got it where it's a little bit better. And, before the pictures just weren't coming out that great. And the Skin Sight app, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Well, let me do it this way. Okay. I was not going to do it like that. Can I get it up there? Well, you can't see it, but it says Skin Sight. It's this one right here. Let's see if I can get it all the way up there. Okay. Anyway, you can download it as a consultant. It's funny because I did it my first one tonight, and I did it as a hostess gift that I would do a skincare analysis. And all the guests are like, it's so funny. They're like, "Is that an app?" I said, "Yeah." They go, "Well, can we download it?" I said, "Yep." They go, I said, "But you can't use it because you have to be a beauty consultant." I said, "You have to have a consultant number and a password." They went, I said, "But if you want to host us a party, I can do a skincare analysis on you." Right? And so I did it at the party, and I pulled up her. Let me show you what I did. Is I just pulled up after you take their picture, and it says like uneven skin tone, and then you tap for details, and then it shows her picture, and see the little lines? It shows some areas of concern for her, and so it was really cool. I sat down and showed her and I showed everybody else, like that's a scan for texture. I don't know if y'all seen this, but it's just pretty neat. And then it had like around the eye area. Okay. This gal's a beautiful gal anyway. Um, and of course she's super young, so she hardly didn't have any wrinkles. But then it has like her regimen. So then it pulled up right here and it has all the things that she needs to use and the order she needs to use them in. And so I did this on myself, you guys. And so I'm like, there was a few things I think I use a lot of products, but I'm like, well, I don't use that. So let me add that. And I said, well, I don't do that every single day. So let me add that. And I started doing exactly what it said. And I am not kidding you when I tell you that my skin looked better in just the last 5 days. And I use everything, but I wasn't using it all exactly in that right order. So I would challenge you. It has a selfie one now. You can do it on yourself. So you just turn it around, get good light, and it'll automatically take the picture and it'll do a scan on your own face. And then you can click on all the buttons so you know what you're doing when you get to a party, right? And so it's pretty cool. So I'm offering it to all my hostesses. And what it does, it makes everybody else want to book a party because they want to get that same treatment. And the other thing is like tonight, it's so funny because I was in a big fat hurry to get to the Boss Babe call. And so the party was supposed to start at 7. Of course, you know how it is. People don't get there on time. And so it was like 7:30. And I'm thinking, this is going to be tight. And she had a paint party set up in the other room. I thought, okay, so they're doing something, they're eating, and then they're going to do the paint party. I said, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to do skincare. So we did skincare with charcoal. I did do the charcoal mask. I thought I could not leave it out so I could get some names. Did all skincare, satin lips, satin hands, charcoal mask, and I did microderm on the hostess on one side because she was one of my winners, that won the microderm and the charcoal mask treatment, right? And then we did CC cream and lip gloss, you guys. And so it literally was less than an hour. I just had to clean up and get their orders and we started late. But anyway, I almost made it. But so you can be in and out of somebody's house, in an hour, hour and a half, especially if you pre-profile, which I only had 1 or 2 people pre-profiled. So, but anyway, I just want to share this stuff with you. Some like old school Mary Kay. That's not really old school. It's just school. I want to school y'all on what Mary Kay schooled me on. And for me, it convicted me to share the opportunity better myself and to train more on sharing the opportunity, share from the heart, and really show people how it's done and what you do by bringing someone with you to every single party. So that's what I got for y'all tonight. So I'm going to just close with letting the directors just quickly, if y'all want to make any comments on this, because since we're on YouTube, they didn't get to hear you. So if you want to make any comments or add to, we'll just run through that real quick. And I'm going to start with Rosie. Hang on, Rosie. We'll get you unmuted here. Rosie?
Okay, I'm here, but you went away for a while and I just got back on. So I didn't hear what you said before you said you were going to put me on.
It's okay. I just was going to say if you had anything else to say.
No, I am glad to learn it, that the Skin Site app can do selfies now, because that was kind of I don't know, it's just a benefit. And I'm glad to hear that it's a little bit more user friendly. So I'm gonna start implementing that more now. So thank you.
You're welcome. And you know what? I didn't know that either because I tried it when it first came out. And honestly, I would sit there like for 10 minutes. I couldn't get a picture to take. And I just put it away. And then someone told me that it worked better. And I mean, it was like quick. So you guys try that again. Thank you, girl. And probably Loree said this, but happy birthday, Terry. I know it's her birthday. And she is one of our consultants on here. And she is actually going to career conference. She signed up. So congratulations and happy birthday. If Loree already told you, then I told you again. Okay, Jana.
Thank you, Cleta.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hello. Hey, you know what? I just thought it was really spot on that Mary Kay. I just thought it was so neat that, she took people to her parties, and obviously she had 3 booked a day. But you know what? When I share the Mary Kay opportunity with people, I ask a question. I usually ask them what brings them joy. And I will tell you that about 99% of people tell me that they love helping people. And so when we do take someone with us to an event, or when you're sharing the Mary Kay opportunity, don't skip that part, that we have the opportunity to help other people. And so obviously Mary Kay, probably they saw that when they went to a party with Mary Kay, they saw that she had the opportunity to impact people's lives in that way. So I just thought that that was really, really cool. And I just thought it was a great call, Cleta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank y'all. And I can't wait to hear what you said before. Okay, Lori.
Yeah. Excuse me. I just want to say that it's so good to hear the stories for those of us that weren't trained directly by Mary Kay. And, I love hearing her when we go to career conference and leadership and seminar and just seeing the videos and everything. But just, it's really special to share the words of wisdom that she sent to you. And so, yeah, I would not be one that had papers from 30 years ago. So it's so good that you do, and so that that we can just really hear her heart and really how she taught and expect what she expected us as directors and consultants to share and to to really sell. And it's just really neat to see the transformation on people when they do really start using our products. And the more we do it, it's kind of addictive. The more that you do it, the more you want to do it. So so thank you for sharing those things.
You're welcome. And it is so true, because even tonight, the girl that she was a referral from, I got on the back of a card from the party I did at the first of the month. And so I sent her the text that said that she was one of my winners and she won a microdermabrasion treatment for herself and 5 friends. Guess how many friends she had? 5. Actually, she had 6. And so if she thanked me once, I would say she thanked me like 10 times, at the party, on the way to the car. They bought a few things that I had in the car to go ahead and give them. And she's like, thank you so much. She goes, and I want to do another party for you because I got, I work at Applebee's and I have all these waitresses, and come to find out she played basketball with my niece, Augusta Guthrie. And it was just so crazy. I did not know. Actually, I didn't even know her last name, you guys, when I got there, because the booking was completely by text, completely. Had not talked to her on the phone. So when I went to her house, I met her mom, and then her mom said she used to work at this children's home, which they go to, the owners go to church where I do. So anyway, we all had all this in common, and I kept thinking they looked so familiar to me. And then she said that she went to Georgia Christian School, because I said that's where I went. She said for a couple of years. I said, really? She goes, yeah, I play basketball. I'm like, who'd you play ball with? Augusta Guthrie, my niece. I said, I remember you, and I remember your mother, and I remember how cute you were. It's just so cool. Now they're 26 or 27 years old now, So anyway, it's just a great connection. And I just loved it. Honestly, like if I hadn't had the call, I'd probably still be over there, because they had some really good food they're about to serve. But I scooted on because I love y'all that much. And I gave up that big bowl of queso dip that she was ready to go. But anyway, you guys, thank y'all for calling in tonight. Thank you a million times over to Loree Barfield for just starting me tonight, for the directors for, covering my slack. Okay. And so we'll post the first part for the director's training, and then everything else is already on the YouTube. Okay. So thank you guys. Have a great, just have a great week, and we'll see our YouTubers.